Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, How Law Brings Business. My name is Charlene. Today I'm going to talk about another startup topic which is closely related to law. That is term sheet negotiation. So imagine that you run a startup, you find a problem, you also find the solutions to solve the problem, and you believe that the solution is profitable. As long as you have investment, as long as you have fundings, that you can establish the solutions and then sell it to potential clients, which can bring a huge return. So you will go and pitch to funders. And then after your pitch, after the due diligence process, the funder shows the intention to fund your startup. Then what would happen is there will be a term sheet negotiation between the funder and you, which means that basically the consideration of this term sheet is that the funders will fund the case, and then they will get a certain percentage of return if eventually the startup is profitable, but they will also take the risk that if it's not profitable at the end. So what are you going to do in exchange of that investment is your future potential profit and also a certain degree of control of the business, which is a contract basically. However, this kind of contract has a special name. It's called term sheet, which will list all the important terms and conditions that the party agrees. And most of the time, the term sheet is drafted by the funder, the investor. And to be honest, the startup may have less negotiation power to negotiate the position. However, it doesn't mean that they can't negotiate at all. So usually this is when you need a good lawyer to help you to look at the term sheet, to identify the potential risk or the potential control, and also the terms about the payment, like everything that you would need to know in the terms and conditions, and also helps you to articulate your expectation or your request in a language that could be written down in a term sheet and help both parties understand once they sign it. I have to say, negotiating term sheets is not an easy job at all. I mean, even lawyers would find it difficult for some aspect. The reason why I can say this confidently is because in some situations, the lawyers may not just negotiating on behalf of their client, because there are situations when the law firm itself is negotiating something similar in a contract form or in a term sheet form with another firm or with the litigation funder. So that's why if you got a chance to sit with the funder to negotiate the term sheet, you need to be very careful. And from what I learned is that the most important thing is the relationship, as the fundamental goal that you want to have is you want to get funding, right? You don't really want to push the funder away or like break the relationship for something tedious. And also the term sheet means at least a period of time of cooperation between you and the funder, and the funder may involve with the entire process of how you run the startup and how you make the decisions. So it's not, but it's more than a partnership, because when we talk about partnership, it sounds more like you are in an equal position, that's when we say partners. But in the funding situation, the funder obviously has a higher level, like in a hierarchy sense, because they may have a very strong financial control on what you can and what you can't do. And this is why the term sheet is kind of listed what kind of powers they have, what kind of powers you have. And it will be set at the beginning and it will be relied on in the future. So yeah, that's why it's like a fundamental agreement, or maybe you can say it's a relationship and a financial agreement between you and the funder. So as I said, that negotiation could be difficult, could be tough. Definitely a lot of compromises will be involved, and it will be good to have a funder that's willing to explain to you their intentions behind the clause, because sometimes what is written down may not clearly indicate their intentions. They might mean something in words, but the intent could be different. Or if the intent is this way, but the words mean something different. So this is what we need to know and need to be aware of. And it happens in the negotiation process that the ability for you to clearly state your position will be helpful as well. And as I said before, this is a very challenging practice, but it's exciting, right? Because once you are at the stage of talking about term sheets, it means that, well, you're close to funding. That's good. Congratulations, and smile.